which is a good segue into keeping with the Lakers, who lost again last night to Philly. They're now 2 games out of 8th in the West, 6-11 since LeBron went out with that groin injury. Luke Walton said today LeBron is listed as out for Thursday, and his status for Saturday against Golden State is uncertain. We'll have that game, by the way. Michael, I ask you, he's not back. There are 31 games left, and right now they're out of the playoffs. Can they make a run?
Michelle, the longer he stays out, I mean, you mentioned 6-11. So LeBron gets back, you know, he's not going to be back probably with 31, but let's just say 31 games he has. What do they have to go, 20-11? Is that reasonable? You know, 19-12? I mean, the way they played with LeBron before the injury suggests it's possible, but the Lakers also have their toughest stretch of schedule ahead of them, and you have teams that are playing better now. I mean, Houston wasn't playing at all when LeBron was in there with the Lakers. Utah's gotten better.
For real.
Oklahoma City seems to have solidified itself, and it's going to be difficult if LeBron's not back sometime this week by Saturday.
By Saturday, okay.
Saturday night, I mean, we're talking a short period.
It is going to be difficult because when I look up and down, I mean, I feel like top 6 are a lock from Golden State to San Antonio and maybe even Utah.
A lock, okay.
Because they have an easy schedule the rest of the year. Lakers have one of the hardest schedules for the rest of the season. Maybe they can bump the Clippers, maybe not, but it's going to be an uphill race for them to make the playoffs.
The Clippers game winds up being a fairly important game tomorrow night, isn't it, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
Funny how that works.
Who knows if LeBron is going to play that game. So.
I mean, out for now, I think it'll be interesting if...
Out for now sounds like...
Out for now is interesting.
Running out of the tunnel.
Right.
Team...
Hero ball.
This is one of those I'm waiting.
Because do you want him to come back his first game Saturday night, primetime game against Golden State? I feel like you want a game...
But this is the thing, too. When LeBron come back, everybody got to readjust their game.
Right.
Because while he was out, they played a certain way.
Oh, my gosh.
There might be a period to where they are not used to playing with LeBron the first few games until they get back to their roles that they played before he got hurt.
This is great television because what you just did was segue into our next topic, a team that also has to try to figure out how to play together, because without the Brow last night, the Pelicans beat a certain bearded superstar in Houston behind 27-12 from Davis's replacement in Okafor and a stifling defense from one Drew Holiday. James Harden did not extend his 30-point streak until the final 2 minutes. He shot 11 of 32 on the night, and after the game sounded a bit despondent.
Terrible loss for us, terrible. Let down. We're not good enough to just turn it on, so we got to, get off to really good starts. And obviously, tonight was one of those nights where we didn't play well defensively. And I mean, even though we shot the ball well, you give teams confidence, especially early in the game. They're capable of anything.
So this is obviously Chris Paul is back, and they're figuring things out. 7-6 in their last 13, 5 spot right now in the West. How do you feel about this Rockets team and Harden moving forward?
I think that we thought there was going to be an adjustment period with Chris Paul. Actual times where James Harden's baskets can be assisted, as opposed to that 6-game stretch. So we knew there was going to be that. I still think about New Orleans, and why are they so bad this year? I know there's been injuries, a lot of injuries, but a lot of teams have had that. Houston's had that. And New Orleans is not able to overcome it, but it still, Paul, to me, underscores how difficult the West is right through everybody, including except for Phoenix. And even the Suns are giving people some difficult games right now, but Houston is not going to be able to just get through this playoff run the way I think they will, having to work Chris Paul back in.
Yeah, I mean, this was a bad loss for them, but every team doesn't have a Drew Holiday. First off, and I'm mind-boggled how bad New Orleans is. When we consider Anthony Davis a top 5 player, and they're not even in the playoff race, Houston, this is a game they got to win.
Right.
But they're going through an adjustment period also, trying to play with Chris Paul again. James Harden has to come off the ball a little bit more than he's used to over this last run. So, that's why he probably struggled and shot so many shots and didn't shoot a high percentage. So it's an adjustment period. People don't understand that part of the game. When you come back and you put a superstar there, everything changes. Everybody's roles change.
I mean, you watch the first few minutes of that game and you realize Chris Paul has the ball now and James Harden doesn't, and it's a completely different vibe. It'll be interesting to see how they figure this one out. Moving on, who's the best 2-guard in the Eastern Conference at this moment? Could be Bradley Beal, who's getting ready to go at the top of the hour. Before that, a little tour of how he lives. Hint, it ain't bad. And our late game tonight features one of the best backcourts in basketball. Dame and CJ got paid a visit from our pal Scottie Pippen up in Portland. That's coming up next. Oh, okay. so these are the standings.
I done bumped up.
I am in the basement after an awful 0-4 night. Yeah, so Wilbon, you are coming on a night where I cannot lose.
But I'm like the mouse in the house, the defender that Paul's going to pick on. And Paul
yeah, he is. Stan, by the way, we bumped Stan off the graphic altogether.
Here we go.
Y'all.
We got Bulls versus Heat. This is the combination of points and rebounds. Lauren Marketing versus Hassan Whiteside. Who do you have?
Points and rebounds. Okay.
All right, points and rebounds. We write these down. We keep
combination.
Yeah, and then we have to tell them.
All right.
I'm going to go with, I write it down because I don't trust anyone here. Points and rebounds. Give me, it's in Miami? Give me Whiteside.
All right, taking Whiteside.
Yeah.
I'm taking Marketing.
All right, I'm going to take Marketing on that. Hawks versus Kings. We got Trae Young back. Trae Young versus De'Aaron Fox. Points, rebounds, and assists.
Ooh, wow. Points, rebounds.
That's difficult. I know who's going to jack. I know who's going to jack it up often enough.
Yeah.
In this category.
He's a tricky one.
It's going to be Trae Young.
You got
Give me Fox.
Give me Fox on this one. All right, Mavericks Knicks. Luka Doncic versus Tim Hardaway Jr.
Ooh.
Points only.
That's a good one. In the Garden. Okay. Points
Doncic
only.
has really been on a roll
He has been
but
on
it's
a
his
roll.
first.
So it's his
Garden.
first game. Do you think
He's been on
shines?
Is he going to love the spotlight or
yeah.
shrink?
I don't know.
Give me Hardaway. It's my second time going with Hardaway. I don't know.
I'll take Doncic.
I'm going to take Luka.
Taking the kid.
All right, Pacers Wizards. Darren Collison and Bojan Bogdanovic versus Bradley Beal. Points, rebounds, and assists, the combination. 2 players versus 1.
I'm going to still go with my man Bradley Beal, who has been on fire, averaging like 29.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it in? Points?
Points, rebounds, and assists.
All of them.
Bradley Beal. Might be an all.
Give me Beal.
Do you, Bill?
I'd always feel
I'm going to go the other way. I know Bill, but since you guys chose, I'm going to go the other way. All right, last one. Trailblazers versus the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell versus Damian Lillard.
Woo!
Points, rebounds, assists.
Everything.
Donovan Mitchell's been on a tear.
Yeah, I'm going with Donovan.
This might be unanimous. I'm going with Donovan as well.
All right, I'm going to take Lillard. And
No, this is what he does. He's a contrarian.
I need
Sake of
it.
it.
I need it.
No, but we have the other 2 guys, obviously. Chauncey and the birthday boy, Jalen Rose, getting their picks in on time.
Oh, look at that.
Shocking. Chauncey went with Doncic. I could have called that.
Everybody went with Mitchell.
Wow, everyone went Fox and Mitchell. And Marketing. Am I the only one that went with Whiteside? Oh, I'm going to get killed. All right. But Beal's big. All right. Okay. All right. Clearly, if you're watching this, you're into basketball, which means you need to be watching also The Jump with Rachel Nichols, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN. You got everybody on that show discussing everything that you need to know about the NBA and the day's news. Miles Turner, defensive anchor for the 3rd best defense in the league. He leads the league in blocks as well as being the only qualified player to have more block shots than fouls. That's a nice little nugget right there. And it turns out there are probably more all-star players than all-star roster spots. Right calls, wrong calls, and everything in between. Next. Star starters were announced last Thursday, so the 10, Kyrie, Kemba, Giannis, Kawhi, Embiid, Harden, Curry, LeBron, Durant, and Paul George. And tomorrow, the NBA will officially announce the reserves for the 68th All-Star Game. So we thought, well, you guys are here, and who's better at picking reserves than Paul and Wilbon, obviously. So outside of Oladipo, who's obviously out with the injury, who do you have for your East reserves? Paul?
For my East, I got Blake Griffin, Chris Middleton, Nikolai Vucevic, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Oladipo replaced by Bradley Beal.
Okay. Anything stick out? Oh,
you know, it's hard to argue with any of those. No, I've got D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
Ben Simmons.
Bill is, wow.
What?
Must be practicing.
Brooklyn being as good as they are, and he's had a great month, Paul, is why I put D'Angelo Russell on.
I don't hate that.
I do have Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton. We got the same. Blake, we both have that. And I've got Siakam.
Hold up.
Siakam?
Well, wait, do you have a problem with Siakam?
I mean, he's good. He's not ready to be there in front of like a Bradley Beal or something.
Well, I got Bradley Beal.
I mean, he got Bradley Beal.
You have Dwayne Wade, which I didn't know you were romantic. Yeah.
Dwayne Wade.
You have a problem with Wade?
I don't have. You know what? I do not have a problem with Wade.
Good.
I respect Wade.
Good.
OG Wade, he should get a spot.
I mean, that's
very sentimental.
Some people voted him as a starter. I did not do that. Yeah. But I think Dwayne Wade should be.
Yeah,
look at you with the big heart.
I'm not mad at Wade making the team.
Chicago got to.
I know. I'm surprised that you didn't. Yeah, but
no, you got to respect the legend.
I have no problem there. Okay, so that was easy. The East is a little bit.
You might as well throw Dirk on there then for the West.
Well, we don't know. Stop it. The West is where things get a little bit trickier.
Yeah, this is tricky.
Some tough choices here. Paul, why don't you start us off in the West?
I got in the West. Joker from Denver.
Got excited about it.
Klay Thompson. Tobias Harris making it for the first time. Anthony Davis. Of course, Russell Westbrook. Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge. Those are my Western Conference.
How tough was that? Was that tough?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. You know, I should have put Dirk Nowitzki on there.
Okay, so now
show
you're
some love to him.
I know what you're doing. Well, I know Wilbon's was tough because it took you almost all day.
You know what? They
it did. By the way, the guys I left off comprise another whole bench unit.
It's a little unfair.
But I've got Westbrook, Lillard, Mitchell. I think Mitchell's had just a fabulous month and played his way on ahead of even his teammate Rudy Gobert. Doncic, Aldridge making Michelle happy.
Thank you.
Of course, AD. And Jokic, who I voted as a starter. And Michelle, I think we have that in common.
Yep.
But look at all the people we didn't get to. Derrick Rose, who the fans voted on, and he has been one of the great stories in the league this year. Conley, I didn't vote for Tobias Harris, Paul did. Fox, I didn't have on. DeRozan, Rudy Gobert, who I mentioned, and I don't have Klay Thompson. And you look at it and you're like, okay, but then who do I want to take off my list? Who's borderline?
See, this is why I say get away from the East-West. No conferences, since we're not playing conference at all, and just pick the 24 best players regardless of conference. So if there's 14, 15 in the West and 4 to 8.
So be it.
So be it.
Paul, you think that's coming next year?
Who has a problem with that?
It should be. If we're going to take away East-West, that's the way it should be done.
Yeah, because if you're going to pick that way, then why are we confined?
I want U.S. versus the world. Look at the international all-stars.
I don't hate it.
Make that a game worth watching.
I do not hate that idea at all. America, but I'm not sure they would win. This week's NBA Saturday primetime game, all California affair. These Warriors again, this time at Oracle. Boogie, Steph, Katie, and Clay taking on the Lakers. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern. And as always, you can watch on the app. Otto Porter Jr. has found a home coming off the bench. In fact, he's averaging nearly 3 more points a game as a reserve than a starter. He and the Wizards taking on the Pacers coming up. We also play a special game of this or that involves the hottest name on the market right now, Anthony Davis. Where should he go? Would you even trade him for, say, a music icon?
Anybody in Anybody you got?